Man, I thought I was ready, but I gotta pull up the right version of Google Docs because it's not letting me pull up my script. Because I have a script. I have the list, and the app's not supported because I have the old version. This is taking forever. Hello, Toku community. My name is Joshua Perry, also known as Rider Ranger 335 on Twitter, and welcome back to Toku Topics, the show where we talk about Toku and different topics about it. And yeah, Tokusatsu. We all love it. That's why you're watching this video. So today we have our very first top 10 video. I have my list of top 10 things right here, and it's time to list off the top 10 things Bandai should have made but never made, and I don't know why they never made them. So this list features things that would probably if they would have existed on Bandai's Premium Bandai Japanese website. If you're not familiar with that website, don't go there, because you'll more than likely find something you want to buy, and then you'll buy it, and then your money will be gone. See, Premium Bandai is a place where Bandai can sell items without risk of losing money, because basically you order it, then you wait months, and then it gets released. So they only make as many as there are orders for them. So the items that are on there become very, very rare and very, very expensive on the aftermarket. So it's not the best place to go. But they do have some really cool things that they release sometimes. And a lot of times, especially for Kamen Rider, they release toys based off of things seen in movies or specials or some things that wouldn't really probably sell very well in the retail line. And today we are taking a look at the top 10 things I think would have sold spectacularly if they were released either in retail, which they probably wouldn't, or by Premium Bandai. This list is completely my opinion. It's not like the definite list. And also, none of these toys as of today, January 26, 2017, none of these toys actually exist yet. But maybe they will one day. I can think of one of them that will probably be released one day. Maybe. I'll let you know when. So, without further ado, let's get into the list with number 10. The O's medals that were seen in the Movie War Megamax featuring Forze and O's. Now, if you're not familiar with this movie, it was a movie that featured both Kamen Rider O's and Kamen Rider Forze, hence the name. And this movie came out, I believe, in 2012 or 11 or 12, somewhere around that. And if you don't know what O's medals are, they are the collectible gimmick that Kamen Rider O's featured. That they were like these little coins. I don't have any with me to show off, but they had animal themes on them, and they gave O's his forms. And in the movie, there were like a lot of medals that were seen only in the movie and never got a toy release. We have the Super Tadaba medals, we have the medals that Kamen Rider Poseidon used, and we have a portrait of like a bunch of other random medals behind Kogami in his office. And it's just weird that we never got a Premium Bandai set. Now, granted, the O's driver doesn't have any sounds for these medals, but they still could have been released, because Bandai does have a track record of releasing things for things that don't have sounds, which is kind of annoying, but you know. Yep. And the Super Tadaba medals literally could just been repaints of the Tadaba medals, but I don't know, I'm putting it really on the list because, well, if it did get released as a toy, it's probably not very likely. And second of all, it really wouldn't do anything in the O's driver. It's just these are the only medals we didn't really get. And maybe if we get a complete selection modification O's driver down the line, maybe they would feature those in some kind of capacity. Number 9, a Lockseed set. Now, I know there's a lot of Lockseed sets, but I am very biased towards liking Lockseeds. They're probably my favorite Kamen Rider gimmick that they've ever done, besides Ghost Icons. And they started a set in the capsule, and I think also the candy toy, the candy toy, of final forms. Now, if you don't know what final forms are, or if you're debating on which ones are actually final forms, a Kamen Rider always gains a final form at the end of the series. Final form, I don't know what I'm doing to firearms like that. But they always gain a final form towards the end of their series to A, sell toys, and B, just be badass. And sometimes when they do collectible Legend Rider gimmicks, which they do every single year, sometimes they go back and make things based off of those final forms. And Gaim started that with the Lockseed set, but not every rider's final form got a Lockseed release. And I think they could have made a Premium Bandai set that featured the Premium Bandai set that featured the final forms of the Kamen Riders that they didn't get around to, plus maybe featuring a X8 icon, Lockseed, so that you could have a full set of main riders. And a Ghost Lockseed, I forgot about that one too. Maybe that's a set that could come out one day, because they did this once, so they revisited Guy memories, and Lockseed's a very similar thing, so maybe a Lockseed set like that could appear sometime in the future. Number 8. The Legend Rider Ghost Change figures and Legend Rider Level Up Rider Series figures from the Ghost and X8 toy lines. Whenever they do the cheap gimmick line, whether it's the Arms Change, or the Wizard Action Now, or the Forze Module Change, they always leave out some forms, especially TV Nihon, TV Kun forms, and they also leave out a lot of movie forms and other one-time appearance forms or whatever. But recently, they have been doing a lot of Legend Rider forms in these YouTube specials. They did it for Ghost, and they're doing it again for X8. And these forms look really cool most of the time, but they never got any kind of figure release, besides the little candy toy figures, but those don't really count. So they could have done a Premium Bandai set, I believe, of the Ghost hoodies based off of the Legendary Riders that they did, which were a double-through drive, and then do a very similar kind of aspect for the Level Up Rider series, where you do the Wizard through Ghost, which is what they did for the actual YouTube specials. Because the forms look really cool, and I think they could have sold more toys. And this is not the last time the Gimmick Rider figure series figures will be appearing on this list. Number 7. The Kamen Rider Nega Den-O belt. Now, I put this on here because I was thinking, there's some Rider belts that have just never gotten a release, and Nega Den-O is one of them. The reason why I put this on here is I think it is a probable release that could be released at some point. I think I just said released like 5 times in the past sentence. Just recently, Premium Bandai announced the Complete Selection Modification new Den-O belt, which is a belt that had never been released before, which leads fans to believe that we might get a Den-O one, and if they're using the same mold again, we could get a Nega Den-O one. Nega Den-O was a rider that was featured in the Kiva vs. Den-O movie. I almost said Decade. It was basically just Den-O sword form with purple instead of red. It does look cool, but it's a belt we never got. Maybe one day we will get it. Number 6. So, my favorite Kamen Rider gimmick figure line are by far the Kamen Rider Kamen Rider Gaim Arms Change figures. I have all of them. It was very expensive. Yep, but I have them all. But what pains me is there is a lot of forms and riders, and especially later in Gaim, that never got figure releases in this line. Now, I'll nitpick. I know I wanted Fresh Orange, I wanted Fresh Pine, stuff like that would never get released. But there are some things that they totally could have made that they never did. And especially the ones I put in this list are Shin Kurakage, or Kurakage Shin, whatever you want to say, and the Gaiden forms. Kurakage Shin definitely could have been released. They already have the Kurakage figure, all they had to do was give him a Genesis driver. They probably could have put it in a 2-pack with Gaim Yame from the movie, because it's also just a repaint of stuff. And the Gaiden forms, with Tyrant and Uden and Black Baron, which is literally just a repaint, and Tyrant, all are either slight remolds or slight repaints of each other. And we never got Jam, we never got Duke Lemon Arms, we never got Knuckles Jim Maron. I just feel like they could have made a set, multiple sets, to keep the Arms Change Premium Bandai line alive after the 8 releases it already got. Especially since Gaian Gaiden 1 got figures, but Gaian Gaiden 2 never did. It was pretty strange that they never did, because I figured they would announce that Arms Change 09, Arms Change PB09 at some point. And they never did. Number 5. The Toku Nago Applicator. So the Applicator is the transformation device of, this is a Super Sentai item by the way, of Tokuger's Toku Rokugo, the 6th Ranger of the team. They had a return special, as all Sentais do, after the wrap-up of their series, in which a movie-exclusive Ranger, Toku Nago, a purple Tokuger, made his only debut and only appearance. He transformed with a purple version of Toku Rokugo's Applicator, with a 7 instead of a 6, and using a purple version of the Build Russia, known as the Purple Russia. Now, the Purple Russia actually did get a release in a kind of surprise set that came out around the end of Ninja, or something like that. It came out around last year, that featured the rest of the Legend Sentai ones they never made, Post Russia, and Purple Russia. So we got a release of the Purple Russia, but not the Applicator, which is kind of strange that we never got that. Number 4. Ranmaru. Probably wondering, what was that? And I know probably a lot of people forget about that, or maybe you don't. You probably don't. I don't know. But back in 2015, the newest, or the most recent-ish installment of the Superhero Tyson franchise, which are just a wonderful franchise of movies, they released the movie Superhero Tyson GP, featuring, like, Kamen Riders, Super Sentais, whatever. Even though it's mainly just Kamen Rider, but Ninja showed up for like 15 seconds, and while they showed up for their 15 seconds, they're like, Drive, which was the current Rider series, come help us. And then Try to Run, then they got a new Nin Shuriken, which turned Try to Run into a Otomanin, and then let him combine with Shurikenjin, and they never made a toy of it. And it always baffles me when Bandai or Toei or whatever do the designs do something like that, where Try to Run Shurikenjin had a suit. Like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't CGI. It had a suit with Try to Ranmaru sitting in it, with a Try to Run, or with a Shuriken with Drive's face over it, and they never made a toy of it. I don't understand that. Bandai is like there to sell toys, and if you make something, you go through all the trouble to make something like that, and then you don't make a toy of it, whether retail or specifically Premium Bandai. Like, I think it could have been a retail release for the Ninja line. It's just strange that they never got released. Maybe there was plans for it to be released, but it's probably never going to see the light of day. Number 3. The Dark Necrom icons. How did these not get released? And maybe they still will. There's still some time. The Kamen Rider Dark Necroms, which were from last year's Rider series, Kamen Rider Ghost, were something that were just kind of thrown out at the end of the series. We got a red one, and a blue one, and a yellow one, like all at once, for the Ghost movie, which featured Dark Ghost. They're like his soldiers or whatever. Then the series had a pink Dark Necrom for literally an episode, with literally one transformation scene, one battle, and that's it. But their icons were green is already regular Necrom. They had Necrom icons that were red, blue, yellow, pink for whatever Dark Necrom they were. And they never got a release. And I kind of thought, I was like, well, maybe it's because their version of the Mega Lorder was never released. But it was. It was the Proto Mega Lorder, used by the Gamma. That got a release. So you already had their transformation device, but not their transformation icons. And it's just weird that they never threw that into a set. Maybe we could still get a set of Dark Necrom icons. Sometimes it takes a while to get movie-related things to get released. And sometimes Bandai just throws out a random thing one of these days. So maybe the Necrom icons will come sometime. Number 2. A Rider Key set. Now, I'm extremely biased when it comes to anything related to Ranger Keys, because I love Ranger Keys. And the thing is, how have they not made Rider Keys? They did make a set of Kamen Rider O's related keys that came out for, what was it? Kamen Rider Tyson. They did make a set of Kamen Rider related keys that came out for Superhero Tyson. and I have that set. The unboxing of that set is actually going to go up tomorrow on my channel. I got it a few weeks ago. But that key set has all the O's forms, and it kind of makes you wonder, how did they not make more Kamen Riders? They made a set specifically titled Metal Hero Edition, which are not Super Sentai members. So it's obvious that Bandai is willing to branch out and do other shows in these key designs. Kamen Rider is such a duh for them to make keys for. I can't believe they haven't gone back and done it. I guarantee that this will happen one day, and I guarantee you I will buy it, and I guarantee you it will be expensive. But it's just weird that it hasn't come out yet. Whether or not it's all riders, or just the main riders, or some riders, I don't know. It's weird. Number 1. My number 1 pick is another Gaim related item, and that is the Black Baron Lock Seed and Faceplate set, and the Kamen Rider Tyrant Proto Dragon Energy Lock Seed, Dragon Fruits Energy Lock Seed. So these both are just literally repaints of toys that already exist, which is Premium Bandai's like name. They love to do that. They love to repaint toys that already exist. Like, it's a brand new toy, guys, maybe with a little bit new sounds or something, but it's the same toy. Go buy it. But it's just amazing that these never got released. Black Baron's literally is the Baron faceplate without color on the sticker. It's a black and white sticker. And the Lock Seed is the same banana Lock Seed, but without the LS08 on it. Tyrant is a very similar case with his Dragon Fruits Energy from the first guy I got in. His Lock Seed is literally just the Dragon Fruits Energy one that was seen in Kamen Rider Tyson, not Kamen Rider Tyson, that was seen in the Super... I'm just getting all these names mixed up. That was seen in the Movie War Full Throttle. And literally, it's just the same Lock Seed, but without LS or ELS Hex. Instead, it says ELS Proto. I don't know how that just never got released. Maybe Bandai will go back and release it one day, like they did with the Jam, Darkness, Lock Seed, and Kuro no Ringo. Lock Seed, the Darkness, whatever, Arms, Jam, whatever he was. Maybe they'll go back and make that one day. It's just pretty baffling that they never did. And that is it for my top 10 items Bandai has never made, and I have no idea why they haven't. If you like this list, let me know. If you think there's some things that I missed on the list, also let me know. And if you have any ideas for any future top 10s or Toku Topics videos, please email me at tokutopics.com or tweet me at tokutopics on Twitter. Or you can just message me on my personal Twitter at RiderRanger335. So, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys later. Keep on loving Toku.